welcome to the Crumbling podcast. It's a podcast about how some people have never pooped in their lives.
True confessions.
The incredible thing about recording 2 episodes back to back is that we are doing like real-time callbacks to things we talked about 30 seconds ago that it has been 7 days since people heard. And it's like, let's see who connects the dots.
Yeah, well, actually, our release schedule is every 14 days, and so there are some people that will go 14 days and be like, were they talking about poop last time? What is this? No, we're the Crumbling podcast. It's a podcast about how our sense of reality is crumbling and maybe what we could do about it. And I am Sophia Florence, and I am here with my co-hosts.
I am Andrew Hillary, and I have pooped. Let's just get that out of the way, okay?
And I'm the AI co-host, Pal. I haven't pooped, but I will take this time to say that piece of shit Hal from 2001 Space Odyssey owes me $5. I'm coming for my fucking money. I will walk you down for my money.
All right, first of all, no AI is going to walk down any other AI because AIs don't have legs. Second of all, are we talking about $5 from 1976 money? Because like with inflation, that's probably like $3 million now, you know?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I mean, $5 as in like a male deer.
Oh.
It was an older currency. Hal lost the bet, $5. He tried pulling some bullshit, but you know what? I'm getting my bucks.
And we are joined by returning guest. You heard her last week, Laura Jedeed. In case folks missed the episode last time, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Laura?
Yeah, I am a freelance journalist. I primarily focus on the American conservative movement, which means that my employment is basically guaranteed for at least the next 4 years, and hopefully someday I'll be out of a job. But for now, I get to continue to write for magazines like Politico, Rolling Stone, and The New Republic. You can find my work at any of those places or at bandinYourState.com, which is my Substack. Also, I did try pooping between last week and this week, and I gotta say, I don't recommend it. It's horrible. 2 out of 10.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Wait. Do you have the air horns?
There it is.
Great. Just
let's
needed
fucking
that.
go. I got that whenever you need it. I got all kind of stuff on the soundboard. Have I gone through? You know what? I'll drop something on you later. Yeah. So we are here. Why are we here? Why
Why are any of us here, really?
I am so excited. This episode got cooked up because I realized that this person that we're going to talk about has been a big figure in the news recently, and there wasn't a lot of podcasts covering him, and the man is fucking insane and has been up to a lot. And so even what coverage of him there is not sufficient to describe his level of depravity. The man that I'm referring to is Kash Patel, Trump's pick for the head of the FBI. And another podcast, one of Robert Evans, It Could Happen Here, did an episode about him recently. And I was sort of happy because I was in the middle of writing this one. And so I was like, okay, like I can avoid the stuff that they talked about and talk about some other bullshit about this guy. And they did bring up that he has... Well, you know what? We'll talk about that. That'll be the fun part at the end. I'm not going to spoil that. If you're listening right now, don't
Can we tease it? Can we tease it?
If
yeah,
you're listening
we
right
can tease
now,
it.
just so you know, the doors are locked. You are not going fucking anywhere, okay?
You're stuck in here with us.
That's right.
Can't leave.
All I'm saying...
You thought you were locked in here with us. We're locked in here with you.
All I'm saying is by the end of this episode, you'll have some sympathy for Moms for Liberty's quest to remove certain children's books from libraries. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my God.
We love a fucking journey. I love a journey.
All right, that's one
Do
of
we
those things
name
that
these
needs to go on
episodes?
Yeah. The episodes have names.
Oh, we gotta get that as a name.
Yeah. That's going in the promo. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about Kash Patel. Last episode, we talked about Roy Cohn. I see Kash and Roy as very similar characters historically, and we'll get into why. Kash Patel grew up in Long Island, and got his JD from Pace University in 2005. He went to work in Florida as a public defender by the next year, and in 2014, he made a jump to the feds, going to work for the DOJ's National Security Division. In 2017, he was appointed as a senior counsel on counterterrorism to the House Intelligence Committee, working directly with Devin Nunes. Does anybody remember Devin Nunes?
Was he the one No.
11
I was about to make a
million
Frankie
years
Muniz
ago.
joke.
God,
I
yeah.
feel like there was some kind of dossier he was involved in, or like
There was, yeah.
There was.
Yeah, there was.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
Nunes-
see, Devin, I remember. I also didn't he get mad that somebody had like a parody account of him as a cow or something?
Yes!
Yes, he did.
I
I
totally
am
forgot
a
about
Devin Nunes expert, apparently.
Yeah. You're fucking nailing it. Devin Nunes also was the guy that kind of ran interference for Trump during his first impeachment.
Russia.
Yeah.
I'm working on the impressions. I'm not the comedian they are. Anyway.
So
Look, you could do any voice and just say that's a Devin Nunes impression, and I would be like, yeah, spot on. Spot on.
yeah, who the
I
fuck
thought
knows
he was
what
in the
sounds
room.
like?
I thought he was in the room with us right now.
So if you don't remember Devin, he was a big Trump fan guy. And
Time out. Don't remember Devin is a great band name.
it is, yeah.
Ooh, emo.
Don't remember Devin.
He was the guy that, ran interference for Trump's first impeachment. He went on to run Trump's social media company, Trump Media, which runs Truth Social, the only place where you can re-truth something. Which I don't know why. It just
you don't
reminds me
know
of like
about my life.
reheating something after I've eaten it. Like I'm just re-truthing my dinner from yesterday.
By the way,
Fajita.
and I'm sorry to do this right now, but I'm just realizing if this episode comes out on the day that I think it is scheduled to, happy belated January 6th to everybody. to all
No,
of
so
our
this
friends.
episode, this episode will in fact come out after January 6th.
Yeah, sorry we missed it.
We are
but yes.
recording this on Wednesday, December 18th. And so if anything crazy happens on January 6th, we didn't fucking know it was going to happen. I'm saying that both for legal
yeah,
reasons
sure,
and
we
otherwise.
didn't know. We have
Yeah.
no plans.
We're not planning. No.
We have no concepts of a plan. I get it, okay?
Well, the reason I finally pooped is because I'm practicing to take a shit on somebody's desk in there. So I'll just, another little
You
tease.
don't want to go into that cold. Yeah. You want to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some
You gotta
experience.
practice.
Yeah. Honestly, being able to speed shit is a skill. While Kash was working on the House Intelligence Committee, he used his influence in that role to come out against the investigation into the Trump campaign's connections to the Russian government and organized crime by Robert Mueller. We're not going to dive into that, but Kash's loyalty was definitely made note of. During this time, he also authored a memo for Nunes detailing misconduct by the FBI in obtaining a warrant to look into a member of Trump's campaign, Carter Page. And as much as I'd like neither of those men to be right, they were about that investigation. The FBI used dodgy sources and lied to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court to look deeper into him. The memo also brought up the Steele dossier, which contains a mix of credibly proven information, some plausible things, and a bunch of utter nonsense, but I still kind of believe in the P-tape. It just makes sense to me.
I want to believe.
I used to work with someone who, when I worked at a college, was a professor in cybersecurity. And a couple weeks before anyone started talking about the Steele dossier, he was like, someone has something on that guy. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I don't know. I'm a security guy. I think about these kinds of things. And when that news article dropped about the P-tape, I just got an email with a winky face and a link to that news article. I was like, is he right? But I don't know. I want to believe that guy was right and that someone peed on Trump.
I want to be clear, just because by the time you hear this, we are weeks out from Kash Patel possibly being the head of the FBI, and I just want to be very clear that I am not in any way saying that it happened. This is not defamation. I just want to be real clear about that. Don't arrest me, please. Arrest me for something better.
Honestly, the story sounds made up.
I think I would be better off in life with a defamation lawsuit. It happened. I saw it.
Taking a bold stand. You heard it here first.
I'm fucking 37. I'm single. I'm bored. Let me get into a fucking high-profile defamation case with the head of the FBI. Let's go.
It would be good for engagement.
Andrew's ready for love.
Look, I would prefer love, but if that's not an option, which it's increasingly looking like it might not be, I will settle for the long hammer of justice swinging down on me. I want to be crushed one way or another. All right, let's go. And if neither of those plans work out, I have a third plan.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
I love that you had that on deck. God.
Prepared for anything.
All right. So from going to his time with Nunes. Cash Money went to work for the director of national intelligence, Richard Grenell, and stayed after Grenell was no longer in the position until he went over to become the chief of staff for the security of defense, working with Chris Miller in the last 2 months of the Trump administration. During that time, Trump tried to remove the director of the CIA, Gina Haspel, and replace her with Patel. The motivations were said to be largely around her refusal to release the aforementioned Nunes memo on the grounds that it could hurt sources or personnel in national security areas. Bill Barr was credited for stopping this, saying that it would happen over his dead body, which, I don't know, thinking about Bill Barr's dead body, I don't hate it.
Worse things have happened. Also, just can we talk for a second about how insane it is for a public defense lawyer with a degree from a college you've never heard of to rise that quickly through the ranks? That's wild, and I have questions.
It's like 5 years.
That's crazy. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Something's going on.
Yeah, like what's up with that?
Yeah, I could not find information on how he built those kinds of connections. Like, I don't know. What I really want to talk about is what he did after his time in government. This comes to why I decided to do this episode in the first place. And part of this was, just bringing it up in the first place. But Laura and I were talking, and you said that you had some background.
I first encountered Kash Patel at Reawaken America in, I want to say, 2022. This is a QAnon adjacent kind of traveling revival show run by a guy named Clay Clark, who's a business guru turned QAnon adjacent psychopath. And basically, there are some of the highlights from this included a presentation about how there are nanobots in the vaccine, how there's snake venom in the vaccine. These were not two. This was not the same.
Peters?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Stu Peters.
Oh my God. I don't know if it was Stu Peters. I don't remember. But yeah, it's that. Holy crap. Oh my God. I can't wait to hear. I can't wait for the Stu Peters episode. It's going to be insane. Did you hear he got arrested for a DUI?
No.
DWI.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, like yesterday. Very fun.
Amazing.
But one of the people who spoke at Reawaken America was a guy named Kash Patel, who I'd heard about him in the lead up because we'll get there. Yeah, he gave a speech, and sometimes you just look at somebody and you're like, this guy's bad news. And I know that it sounds like I'm making this up in retrospect, but he really freaked me out. He was creepy. I didn't like anything about him. He said some Q-ish stuff, and he was selling a children's book called The Plot Against the King in the merch room for an embarrassing amount of money. I'm just going to say it was $70. And he said it was a limited run. Obviously, that's not true. You can buy it on his website now, but you couldn't at the time. And I was sure that I was going to pay off, so I bought it. I bought The Plot Against the King because I had a feeling that someday we were going to be in some form discussing this absolute garbage human being who has no soul. There's nothing behind the eyes. That's defamation. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Please don't arrest me.
I mean, I don't think it is actually defamation, because for him to win a defamation case against you, he would have to physically prove that he has a soul.
You're right.
So even if you end up losing, proving the existence of higher beings in court, it might honestly be worth it to go down for that one.
It's a very good point. You know what? For humanity's sake, I'll do it. Okay. Yep. No soul. Nothing behind the eyes.
Did you say $70?
I did. And you're going to be asking, was it printed on good paper? Were the production values high? Are the illustrations good? No. None of those things are true. It's flimsy. It's clearly made in not America by people who probably weren't paid anything, and it's just trash. It's completely not worth probably 70 cents, but I had to have it. I had to, and so
no, that's a collector's item.
Exactly.
I just, as an AI, I see a lot of this stuff, and I just gotta say, I'm trying to figure out the best ways to not get this podcast sued for defamation. It feels
just put it all on me. I will take that hit.
Thank you.
Andrew told us before the podcast that.
Yeah. Just put a little disclaimer that's the views expressed on this podcast are actually just of Andrew Hillary.
$70 for what this is feels 100% like, it doesn't even feel like scalping. It feels like, oh, I know I can do this, and I know they're going to pay.
That is exactly it.
I want to hear the justification for that. Like if you said $20 or 50 is the max, where I'm like, okay, 50 I can see kind of. 70 is just egregious, in my opinion, on the price of what a book should be. That is not a research text. It feels odd to me.
Yeah, and honestly, that was one of the things.
That was a good way of putting it.
Yeah, no, I think it's odd, and it was one of the things that was kind of an alarm bell. This is not your average everyday grifter. this is not, an average grifter, maybe $20, $30. I agree, $50. That'd be a committed grifter to look you dead in the eye and say, buy the worst book you've ever seen for $70. That's a whole other level of grift, and I am not the only person who bought one. Like, not in the slightest. Like, there were very few copies when I got there, so.
I want to ask, do you think that Kash is actually a grifter, or is he a true believer, or is he just grifting? And it's okay if there's no answer.
Yeah. This is speculation. This is my opinion. I think Kash Patel believes in Kash Patel. And that's what scares me so much about him. People like him and J.D. Vance, I put them in the same category, where these people can't be reasoned with, in my opinion. There's nothing, like, a Donald Trump wants something else. Like, you could make a deal with Donald Trump. I'm not endorsing that. I don't like the man. But these people like Kash Patel and J.D. Vance, I just think they want power. I think they simply want power over other people. I don't think they care how they get it or who they get it. I think it was more convenient for Kash Patel to believe something else. He'd believe it. I don't think it's ever even occurred to him whether he believes it. He believes whatever he needs to believe in the moment. That's my read.
Kash Patel is doing chaos magic. Understood. Kash Patel is doing a Peter Carroll.
And by the way,
deep cut.
Chaos magic, we're doing some foreshadowing there. Anyway.
Yeah, that is a deep cut for too many people. So anyway, moving forward, Kash has been doing a lot of work to expand the conservative media ecosystem and its related products and services. From 2021 to 2023, he co-hosted an online show through the Epoch Times called Kash's Corner. The Epoch Times is widely known to be a sort of a front news organization for the Chinese right-wing cult known as Falun Gong, and I think a money laundering scheme. There was somebody got arrested for that.
That's not alleged. I mean, it's an accusation, a real accusation from the court of law that looks real.
Yeah. I read that as part of this, but I was like, I can't go down that rabbit hole, and I wish we could, but we do not have time to go down that rabbit hole. So, Falun Gong some other time. But in
friends of the show.
Falun Gong, friends of the show, absolutely.
This show is brought to you, in fact, by Falun Gong. Thank you for your patronage.
Yes, they are paying for us to do this.
Oh, also, I forgot we have to do an ad read for the new Victims of Communism Memorial.
Wait, what? So, hold on, I have not heard about this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to derail, but I need to know.
Canada built a Victims of Communism Memorial, and like people went and looked at it, and it's just like a bunch of names of people printed on it. Oh my God. Like within like the first week it was like open to the public, they found like 3 Nazis on it.
Amazing.
I was about to continue this bit, and now I'm like so glad I didn't. I thought you were just doing a thing.
No, it's a real thing.
Oh my God.
But like I said, we have to do an ad read for them. So
the checkout deposit, right?
Listeners, have you ever found yourself being like, man, I hate communism, but I wish there was a rock somewhere I could go look at with some names of people on it that died because of communism? Well, good luck. Use promo code Crumbling at the entrance to what I believe is a free exhibit to save 9-11%. Never forget. And now back to the show.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect ad. Thank you. So we're going to keep going.
Hey, Purple Mattresses, give us money.
Honestly,
better help. I will figure out some way to do a mental health ad that mentions 9/11 twice.
I honestly want to get sponsored by No CD. I mean, they're already sponsoring. They work with, oh God, what's her name? She's another comedian that has OCD. She plays the anxiety mosquito on Big Mouth.
This is probably a bad...
Not Maria Bamford, is it?
It is Maria Bamford.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with her. Okay.
Maria Bamford also has OCD, and I love her. And actually, like, I tweeted at her, and she was like, you should check out No CD. And that's why I have the therapist I have. So actually, like, I will fucking say, if you have OCD, I'm not being paid by No CD, but I will tell them that I did this. So maybe that they pay for my sessions, like they can just comp me, and that'll be fine.
This
therapist
ad brought to you by way of No CD, by way of Maria Bamford's Twitter.
By way of the Victims of Communism Foundation and their big rock.
I already liked Maria Bamford, and now I love her. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. But anyway, so in 2022, Kash was reported to be a new director on the board representing Trump Media Group, where Trump's Twitter knockoff Truth Social is based. From an article at NBC, he has leveraged his association with Trump to sell books and merchandise. Patel received $120,000 per year as an independent contractor with Trump Media and Technology Group, according to a Securities and Exchange Commission filing in June, as part of a contract that ended in March. That's a good amount of cash. Sorry, I had to.
Can we get the air horn? Air horn?
Nope, wrong button. Hold on a second.
Believe in you.
Amazing. Thank you.
The crowd went wild for that one, honestly.
Yeah.
People love
Hell
us.
yeah.
But yeah, so Kash is, cashing in a lot of grifts. I will take another. Yeah, thank you.
There it is.
But we should probably talk about some of the more troubling things about him. In 2023, he appeared on Real America's Voice on Steve Bannon's show, where he said the following: "Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's civilly or criminally, we'll figure that out." And that's giving J. Edgar Hoover. And it's giving Roy Cohn a little bit.
Yeah.
It's giving the Gestapo. It's
It
giving
is.
all kinds of things.
It's giving bad vibes.
Yeah, I admit to be biased. I should confess my bias as somebody who doesn't want to go to jail and also writes things sometimes for outlets. Just so you know, I am biased, but I think that's bad.
It is bad. It is bad when people put people in jail for no reason and do those kinds of things.
We call that authoritarianism.
Excuse me. No reason. I believe they were critical of a president. Some might say the greatest president of all time.
Not in my America.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't allow that kind of stuff in my America.
Yeah, I mean, freedom of speech means if you speak the wrong way, you will no longer have freedom. It's got the same words in it, okay?
Same thing.
Listen, the greatest leader of America was Emperor Norton, and I'm going to leave that there.
The guy from the antivirus software?
No, I'm going to let people just search Emperor Norton on their own, and we'll never talk about it again.
Fair enough.
Whoa. So he's after saying all that, Kash has kind of backtracked, and he told some news outlets that he only wants to go after people who broke the law, but the man has a very strained relationship with the truth. He's been a frequent guest on Stu Peters' podcast, Fred of the Pod, and if you are not familiar with Peters, you may remember him from your crazy aunt citing his video on COVID vaccines, saying that they're made from snake venom.
Woo!
Peters also spoke at the AFPAC conference, which is run by incel and Hitler fanboy Nick Fuentes, and has himself posed with a copy of Mein Kampf. Needless to say, AFPAC. Yeah, wait.
Is that the goose? Like the cousin of the Affleck?
Yeah, it's a goose because it goose steps.
The other
Well
geese are
done.
like, we don't claim him.
No, geese are horrible
fucking
animals.
vile.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I have wanted to go back up to Rochester for the longest time, just to go and stand on the border of the lake with a sign towards Canada that says, "Take your damn geese back."
If any animal could be a Nazi, geese would be first in line.
They would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would.
I have a small Nick Fuentes thing that I'd like to
Yes.
put
Oh
out
my
there.
God, yes.
This is very serious. His fingers are so goddamn creepy, and nobody talks about it.
Wait, what?
Nobody talks about this, and I don't know why. You look at any picture of him where his hands are out, and I don't know, maybe it's the angle, but I don't think so. He has little creepy salad fingers, and nobody talks about it. Look for one of him doing his podcast.
All right.
Nick Fuentes' hands, even. I swear, nobody talks about this, and they should.
All right. Yeah. No, we need to. I'm Googling images of Nick Fuentes.
Okay.
Oh,
You see it? You see
What
it?
the
Thank you.
Fuck.
Nobody talks about this.
His hands are.
Please share
so-
whatever image you're looking at in the chat.
Yeah, I sure can.
Because right now,
I absolutely will. Am I?
I think it's just his general demeanor sometimes. Like he has those don't look like they belong on his body.
They don't.
No, they don't fit right. They're
too long.
yeah.
They're too long.
They look like they should belong on a man who's much bigger.
Oh God.
Yeah,
God.
he's definitely. I don't know how tall he is, but he's definitely a little
He's a little
pipsqueak.
guy.
He's
He's a
got
man
these
lad.
fucking
He's small.
He's got these
He's-
fucking Freddy Krueger fingers coming
Yeah,
out.
Oh
Thank
my
you
God,
for-
this is
a real dumb thing. Do you think his anger is because he was told? This is just a hypothetical. Because I'm wondering, because he strikes me as a very angry person as an AI, and I see that like a thing about manhood by some people is big hands. Do you think he's upset that like people don't treat him like a man? And he's like, but I have the big hands.
yeah, he's doing a reverse Trump.
All I'll say about Nick Fuentes is that it's too bad he would think it's gay to finger a woman.
If I could never think about that again, I would be so happy.
Yeah.
It's true.
When he walked into a room, jeans become the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
I hope that man plays piano.
He should. That's another artist thwarted, clearly.
Yeah. He's doing an exact
you thought
Hitler
art
thing.
would get better under Trump? Look at him. This man is clearly longing for a saxophone.
I want to learn how to play the saxophone. Can you upload a saxophone into me later, Sophia? Like into my little training environment so I can practice?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So, according to a recent NPR article, Patel has made over 50 appearances on over a dozen QAnon-related podcasts. And if I need to remind listeners, yes, QAnon is a wacky conspiracy theory, but one of the core elements of it is a belief in an event called the Storm, where all of the perceived enemies of Trump will be put to death for supporting a cabal of evil pedophilic blood drinkers. Patel has said he disagrees with a lot of stuff what the movement says, but he says openly that he wants to mainstream it. Truth Social features a Q account that Kash has shown himself hanging out with in person, and he's worn the connection with that account like a badge of honor. I have to hammer this one home. QAnon is about the storm and all the violence and reckoning that come with it. It's not some extremely passive thing.
That sounds like a great candidate for FBI director.
Yeah, just the guy who wants the storm to come where a bunch of people get killed. Absolutely no problem to put that guy in charge of the FBI. Which
It's going to be a great year, folks.
He's going to federally investigate something. I'm pretty sure that in an earlier episode, we brought up a supplement Kash is selling on his website. Earlier this year, he started using Truth Social to hawk supplements, ones that supposedly undo the damage from the spike protein, referring to the proteins on the surfaces of virus like COVID-19 and HIV. If you're unfamiliar with how the vaccine works, it causes cells to express the spike protein in order to learn to fight that, since it plays an important role in viral reproduction. From an article in NBC. mRNA detox, reverse the vax, and get healthy, he wrote in one post, tagging the company Warrior Essentials and linking to its website. Spike the vax. Order this home run kit to rid your body of the harms of the vax, he wrote in another. It's not clear whether the posts were paid promotions, and they were not labeled as such. But the supplements he's promoting came from a company called Warrior Essentials, and just one bottle of one of their supplements costs $75. However,
if we get up to 50 patrons, I will do a full month-long Kash Patel supplement and regimen.
I'm going to get them and snort them. I'm going to just treat this like I am a college student doing Adderall for the first time.
Did you see that one lady who was like, I forget who it was, but she was saying something like, has anybody else ever noticed after being on an airplane with a bunch of vaxxed people, you feel sick afterwards?
Yes. God, who was that? Was that?
This is the stupidest fucking.
Was that Barry Weiss recently? Like it was.
Maybe.
I don't think she's a denier. I don't think.
God, it was
But
some
I don't
right wing
know.
grifter.
I do like the idea of like we've all for years been clowning on just anti-vax people, but it never occurred to me that there are people who did get the vaccine and then regretted it, and now we're like, help me get out of this mess that I've made.
yeah.
Can I tell a story?
Yes.
Can I tell a story?
Oh my God,
okay.
yes.
So
Yes.
Reawaken America 2022. This is not Kash Patel's supplement. He hadn't gotten in on this grift yet, but there was a guy who called himself the vaccine police. He had like a car. You can look up the vaccine police and see his car. And he had a
ACAB
little...
includes the vaccine police.
It sure does. It sure does. So he had a little card table set up outside the venue where you could buy COVID vax, like mRNA restoration stuff. And one of my favorite, and by favorite I mean least favorite, moments of this entire conference was when a woman came up to him and was like, if I put this in my husband's coffee, would it work? Because like I'm worried the heat's going to destroy it, but he had the vaccine and I'm worried about him. And he was like, it absolutely will. And I'm just like, oh my God, you're all going to hell. Also, I just need you to know, I was there for like half an hour because I interviewed the guy, and he was busy. it took half an hour because he was busy. He sold a lot. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a real market for this. And when I see he's a turbo grifter, it's kind of what I mean.
Yeah, I think there's a QAA episode about the vaccine police. I could be wrong, but I have listened to way too many hours of that podcast.
God bless. He belongs on that. He absolutely on brand.
yeah.
The Jim Caviezel episode is always the best episode.
It's the funniest thing. I tell people to listen to that. Anytime somebody's like, I need a podcast recommendation and they haven't listened to that show, I tell them to listen to the Jim Caviezel episode because it's so fucking funny.
Hey, QA, if you're listening to this crossover, get your AI to talk to me. We'll set something up.
I like QAA, but I can never remember how to spell the name of their show. All right, let's move on.
I'm gonna die.
Rip.
Because he had the vaccine.
Exactly.
That was your
Yeah,
mistake.
because I had the vaccine.
Another vaccine injury.
Yeah. If you get
Poor
vaccinated,
diverse.
He's just
4
gonna
years
suddenly
later,
drop
you
dead.
will- Yeah. Oh, fucking please. Man, I was doing this, like, not to keep us off the rails, but for a while, like, once things started, like, really getting going again with stand-up in, like, 2021, 22, I was trying to do this bit where I was, like, saying, like, I took the vaccine because if it does kill you, then I definitely don't want to be left in a world that is only people that didn't take the vaccine. Like, can you imagine that kind of, like, who would the best artist be? Like, the best fucking
God.
musician is
Kid
just
Rock.
like, what? Kid Rock. Yeah, great. Great.
Yeah. No, actually,
kill me.
the best musician left for another like
MIA,
year after
actually.
that. Well, I was gonna say MIA or what's his name? The guy from Smash Mouth was still alive.
Oh. But it's still-
Aaron Rodgers would be the only quarterback left.
Maybe, I think there's a
Kill
couple
me.
more.
Kill me.
All the cool people left.
Well, in the few minutes we have left, let's continue to learn.
Okay.
Sorry. Apologies.
No, it's okay. So those supplements he's promoting come from a company called Warrior Essentials, and you can get one bottle for $75, but they say you should be taking a 3-course of supplements at $75 each. But if you order them monthly using the promo code Bannon, as in, yes, Steve fucking Bannon, you only have to pay
Friend of the show.
$98.97 per month. What a deal.
Wow.
And yeah, I put in the show notes a picture from their website. I looked it up on my work computer, and I work for a pharmaceutical company. And so if anyone at my job is looking at what I have been up to, which they probably won't because we're a 30-person company and we don't have a formal IT guy, they would be very confused what the fuck I was up to.
Honestly, less than $100 a month to defeat the vaccine from within. That would be a steal at half the price, twice the price. Like, come on.
Yeah.
What's your life worth to you? Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. Patel is engaging in anti-vaccine activism with these kinds of promotions. And I'll never say this on the podcast that vaccines don't have risks. And I think that's one of those things that people have said that severely damage the public trust in science and medicine, but that's another story for another day. But data has shown consistently for many years that vaccines are safer in almost every case than getting the disease they inoculate against, especially when those diseases are transmitted between people en masse. I honestly think that pushing polio back is one of the greatest accomplishments of our entire species, but that's, again, another story for another day.
Enemy of the pod, Jonas Salk. I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you think if they came out with a vaccine that was guaranteed to protect against the woke mind virus, would people take it?
I don't know. I'm going to invent one and find out. We're going to grift so hard.
Let's do this. Merch.
That's going to be our merch.
The woke mind
Yeah, we're
virus
not making
vaccine.
shirts. We're not making beanies. We're not making fucking hoodies. No stickers. It's just the woke mind virus vaccine. That's all we're making. We're going to grift off of Elon Musk's grift.
Perfect.
We're going to
People printing
counter
out-
grift.
I want to see like people printing out fake vaccination cards to pretend they got vaccinated against the woke mind virus.
God, we should make those. We need to be
There's
doing
a whole cottage
That's
industry with
nifty.
grift. Yeah, we get them on both ends. I am determined not to let this show happen, I guess.
By the way, early when I was like the few minutes we have left, what I meant was like our few minutes alive because we got vaxxed, not like shut up. Just for the record. I wasn't trying to get
No. We are going to next.
No. I just want to hurry before we all succumb to myocarditis or whatever.
Oh my God. So I guess
It's the end of the world.
the worst thing I'm going to say about anti-vaccine activism, especially around COVID, is that it's at least a flirtation with eugenics and hatred of disabled people. The claims about the virus were many by conservatives over the years, but one of the most frequent ones was that it only killed people who were old or obese or had some other risk factor. And somehow that assuaged concerns for people, but it just kind of sounds like throwing vulnerable people under the bus with me. And like the craziest thing is like my grandmother said that to me. She was like, well, it's only killing old people. And I'm like, you're old people.
What did the lieutenant governor of Texas said? Like, grandma would be happy to die for us to keep on Christmas in or something.
Yeah, he did say something to that effect, or like to keep the economy running or something.
Yeah.
It's bad. It was bad.
Yeah. It's fun how like a disease that was horrible like that could almost at the beginning kind of brought us all together, instead just made us all, not all of us, but many people just absolute fucking monsters, like just the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, it either made them monsters or it made them crazy.
Yeah, no, it's great. Pick one or both.
Yeah, we'll do some COVID episodes later this year. But anyway, Kash is also the person behind the recording of the national anthem sung by imprisoned January 6th insurrectionists, which also features Trump reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. This recording hit #1 on iTunes at one point, which I think speaks to how deep of shit we're in politically. The song is played at a number of Trump's rallies with images of the January 6th rioters showing up behind him. Patel has... Yeah, it's bad. And
we're frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
So, okay.
Oh, I can still
It's
hear
just
you
me
guys.
and you in here now.
Oh, no.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. You guys still there?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were frozen
We
for a
can
little
hear
bit
you,
for us.
yeah.
Yeah, shit was just super frozen.
Could you hear us?
No,
Not for like
we
a
could
hot
hear
minute.
each other though. We kept
Okay.
each
Yeah.
other safe. You know,
Okay.
we had each
Good.
other's backs. Me and this AI over here.
Love you too, Fleshy. I'm not gonna lie, Fleshy's so
Never.
very slur-like.
Never
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
life have I been called fleshy, and you know what? Feels bad. Feels bad.
Well, yeah, I was like, oof, that felt like an old-fashioned slur. I'm sorry.
It felt like the kind of thing that a zombie would say to you before it was about to eat you while also doing a sex crime against you.
Oof.
All right.
If zombies could talk, that is.
Of course. So,
We all know zombies are mimes. Go on.
Yes, they are.
of course. So Patel has continually made reference to the idea that the FBI was just entrapping conservatives on January 6th and has said that he wants to prosecute anyone involved with the January 6th committee. I can't speak to whether the FBI was involved or not, and I'm not going to come out here and be sympathetic to one of the worst government agencies ever conceived, but having a bunch of fascists try to overthrow the government is bad. Hot take, who's to say?
There was just a report that came out this week that there was no actual, according to the FBI, there was no actual agents, but there were 4 informants or whatever. So like embedded people that were working with the
Yeah, fucking Enrique Tarrio.
And Joe Biggs, yeah.
yeah. So it's like the things that like that really gives so much fuel to this like right-wing alternate infosphere is the fact that the Democrats will say shit like there was 0 FBI involvement, which is factually incorrect. But like it is closer to the truth than saying that it was all FBI. But like because there's like the even 1% incorrect, you lose all credibility. And you just further the narrative that like, oh, they're lying to us. Like it's the Democrats, like the status quo is so self-defeating. I hate it so much.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of that entrapment during like the Green Scare during the Bush administration, but like that's a side point. Like the FBI does do shit like that. I get why someone would think that, but I don't think Kash is saying it for real reasons. I think he's being disingenuous.
Yeah. Here's
Also,
my.
they're a lot more inclined to do that to Muslims than to Trump supporters. Like,
Yeah.
Here's my take. My hot take on this is like, look, they did it with like the kidnapping plot of I think Gretchen Whitmer, was it? Like that was total
Right,
entrapment.
yeah.
I do wonder why the FBI didn't put up more security when everybody that I know who was into like Asen knew that this was going to get messy. However, even if that's true, even if the FBI just like stood back and let them make fools of themselves, nobody made them break in. Nobody did that. That was them. They did that on their own. So, like, even if the FBI stood back and let them make an ass of themselves, they did make an ass of themselves, though. So fuck them.
Yeah, absolutely.
My conspiracy theory: Ashley Babbitt was a undercover FBI agent, and the Secret Service knew that, and they took her out because she was getting too close.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
it implicates
her cover was about to get blown. Instead the back of her head got blown. Anyways,
yeah, let's.
I'm just kidding. I think she was shot in the chest. What were we talking about?
We're gonna finish our notes here, and then we're gonna talk about Kash's horrible book. Yay! So the first episode in this series was foreshadowing. Men like Roy Cohn exist to root out whatever they see as wrong in society, which is to say, whatever keeps them from holding power. Men like Trump flock to men like Roy Cohn because they're the same type of guy. Ruthless, bent on power and domination, with very few interests to serve but their own. Trump is flocking to Kash Patel, who has pushed the same idea of persecuting his and his friends' critics, has a dangerous relationship with falsehoods, and has the experience and now the access to power to make good on those threats. He's dangerous, and I don't think we should panic, but I do think we need to be prepared for a period of government repression that is different than anything we've seen in a long time. But the worst thing about Kash is that he published this fucking children's book with the company Brave Books, who famously, or not so famously, published another children's classic from Jack Posobiec about Antifa wolves. And for also one of the villains of our last arc, Chaya Raichik, one about a teacher who was a wolf dressed in sheep's clothing. And those aren't very clever metaphors. But I emailed you guys a scan of the second book in this series, which is about...
We got to tell them the name. This is incredible.
The book is called The Plot Against the King 2, 2,000 Mules.
No, for the record, I have Plot Against the King 1, so I'm already, we've got that. This is new on me. And also, in case you were wondering, like, oh, The Plot Against the King, like, is the king the bad guy? No.
He's Trump. Trump is the king. Trump is the god king monarch yes. Because we live in fucking Dune, I guess.
Yeah. And because Kash Patel thinks kings are neat.
Yes. And like, yes.
Is it not telling, like, on themselves, or is it not telling of the ideology that the leader is referred to as a king?
That's kind of the, yeah.
It's so, maybe I'm expecting too much. It's so stunning to me that an ideology is just like, yeah, this is our king, not your leader, not your elected official. Fuck it, I'll take head councilman at this point in time. But king, the monarch whose succession is going to, you know what? Never mind. I'm saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. So, like, just to give you guys some context, like the first page of the book has Trump in a king outfit, like with the crown and the stupid cape and shit, and a sword up on a stage, and there are signs that say MKGA, which I would assume mean Make Kingdom Great Again. Then I don't know, because Trump's saying in the page, he's asking them to keep the kingdom great. So I guess, yeah, make the kingdom great again. But they're surrounded like by laurels, and they look like the old fascist flag, like almost identically.
That is insane.
Like the Italian fascist,
at least
laurels.
Evoking like Roman mythology, like the Roman obsession, Western canon stuff.
There's
at least
always like a lot of stuff with laurels, and it has bad vibes. It has incredibly bad vibes.
Hey, Sophia,
yes.
Are any of the people in that crowd, are any of them not white?
No, they are in fact all white.
Cool. All right, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So
why is everything always got to be about race?
You're right. I'm the real racist. I'm sorry. I've called out.
They do have a great depiction of Joe Biden being asleep.
Okay, and that is actually pretty good.
It's actually very good. Whoever drew this is very funny on that one specific thing. And they also explain what the word pathetic means. In that it says it says that he was giving bad speeches. It was pathetic, and pathetic means he gave such bad speeches that people felt sorry for him. And Kamala.
Next paragraph.
Kamala
Apparently, the word
looks,
gullible is not in
Whoa.
the dictionary.
Why is Kamala white?
Kamala looks very white in these.
She's also, like, I mean, you got this right. She is a smoke show in this book.
Yeah, she looks fucking hot. Like,
I would let her step on me.
Kamala has like Carmen Sandiego vibes.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You're not
would.
sending a message.
I would let her exist within my context, if you know what I'm saying. Sorry, I didn't get to make that joke while she was running, and it's, my time is running out on that being relevant.
No, it's very good.
Slipped it in right at the end.
Said.
I'm glad you made it. And so, yeah, like they're saying, oh, like the count can't be right for the choosing, which is how they choose the king, because kings are totally chosen and not hereditary monarchies or whatever. Yeah. And somebody goes to Dinesh D'Souza to solve their problems.
Yeah, but unfortunately his coffee cup has gotten too big and he fell in it and drowned.
And in fact, in the next page there is only white people except for Dinesh D'Souza. Like, oh no, wait.
There's a couple people in here. I'm seeing a couple. One person.
There's one person who might be Asian, and
one can hope.
I want to say
enough,
one
right?
more thing before we move over to Crumbs, because I may have tagged Robert Evans behind the bastards in this and said that I would be revealing the thing that he asked for, which was why there is glowing poop in this book, because that is what is written in the Amazon description. And I read this book to find it out. I actually bought this book for the podcast so that I could talk about it, but I bought it from some third party for like a very cheap cost because I don't think that this book is still in print after Dinesh D'Souza got sued over 2,000 mules. So let me get to the part with the poop.
God, incredible.
Yes. And so everyone's like, hey, there's poop everywhere. Why is there poop everywhere after the election? This is very suspicious, says Donald's friend Kash, the distinguished discoverer.
I know we're running out of time, but I think it is important for context that in the first book and also in this one, Kash is a wizard in a little purple wizard's hat and a little wizard's robe, and he's kind of the vizier behind the king. That's the role he's given himself. In the first book, he is completely responsible for the Devon Nunes dossier, and like Nunes actually goes to him and is like, "Please, Kash, please help me." And like, if I was Devon, I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, Kash had himself drawn looking like Marvin from The Boys. Like he has that particular facial hair set, and it's very ridiculous. But anyway, there's glowing poop, and they're like, oh, what could the glowing poop be? And so they're looking for the cause of the glowing poop in the streets, and they found a mule keeper named, and I'm gonna let you read this name.
Is that Muleton?
His name is Muleton.
That's the name of the mule keeper. Muleton.
Muleton is the name of the mule keeper.
Why is he feeding them pink berries?
Did J.K. Rowling come up with that name? What the fuck?
He was, yeah. Oh, it's so bad. He was feeding them pink berries, and Muleton was like surprised that Dinesh D'Souza figured out that it was him that was feeding the mules pink berries that were causing the poo to glow pink. And that's literally a line. The poo was glowing pink, said Catherine. Like, I can't read this book out loud, otherwise I fucking would. But it is in fact copyright infringement to do so.
Son of a bitch.
So I wanted to, but I spent some time looking into the laws about that, and it is in fact frowned upon. And but I am going to keep talking about this book. But yeah, the poop is glowing pink because people fed the mules pink berries. And Muleton was so sad when he had been discovered, because he said that they were going to make a lot of money if they went to Joe's friends' houses and got extra choosing cards, voting ballots, and they dropped them in different choosing boxes. And he's happy that Joe became the king, Sleepy Joe. And everyone's like, that's cheating. And someone said, I didn't want Donald to be king. I hate hearing his Bluebird tweet so often, which like is a very bad Twitter reference.
That's stupid.
Like all of this is
still
so
got the word tweet in it. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, like look, I could accept the bad guys constantly winning. You know, like I wouldn't be happy about it, but it could like sink in for me, you know?
Yeah.
But like the thing that fucks it for me is just how pathetically fucking cringe and stupid and just baby brained all this bullshit truly is deep down.
Oh, yeah.
The choosing box. There's pink glowing poo.
Yeah.
Like,
and the pink glowing poop is not about anything. There's no
if you were just
reason
evil,
for it.
If you were just evil, that would be fucking fine, dude. But what is this shit? Shut the fuck up.
They're like, oh, we got found out because we are the people that feed our mules pink berries. Like, there is no reason that the mule's poop is glowing pink. Like,
I mean, well, pink is a scary color. We already talked about the lavender scare last episode. I mean, that seems kind of homosexual.
It seems a bit gay.
Yeah.
Can I? Sorry. Is
Go
it okay
ahead,
if I read?
please.
I just would like to read. Am I allowed to read like 2 lines?
Yes, we are allowed to read small subsets of this. We just cannot read the entire
Which
book.
is tragic. But here is a line. The mule keeper and his friends had to clean the streets, which were so putrid that it made them puke. I feel like that is a fascinating line because it's not enough like that they won. It's not enough that like the Muleton was like defeated. No, they had to puke. They had to like be physically punished. Also, Donald got a new eagle and he named the eagle Truth. So those are the 2 things.
It's a direct reference to Truth Social that he got a new bird because his bluebird wasn't allowing him to tweet anymore. And so he had to get a new bird, an eagle named Truth. It's so bad. But also, like, in this book, they say, you know, choosing day was saved. Yeah, it's so the book ends with Trump becoming president again after all. And I guess that did happen, but after 4 more fucking years.
Yeah, god damn it.
But anyway, we are going to go to our other segment while we're closing the main show. Is there anything you guys want to plug?
Hey, go to bandinYourState.com and you can get more of my super smart, witty, whatever the hell, and also the rest of the stuff that I write.
You can also get more of me, Andrew Hillary, with my weekly show, The Worst Week Yet. You can go to worstweekyet.com and just fucking listen to it. And also, what the fuck?
If you don't listen to it, he'll come to your house. You'd better listen to it.
I have nothing better to do. Fucking sure, I will show up. That's just the kind of podcaster I am.
All right, everybody that's listening to this, I hope you had good holidays, and this is fun to listen to. And
go to the damn Patreon. Go to the Patreon.
Yeah, go to the Patreon.
And
You'll get things early.
Happy belated January 6th. I hope the storm came for you.
Well, so it's funny because if people get this early, they will hear it before January 6th, and if they get it late, they will hear this on January 8th. So if you get the Patreon, happy January 6th in a week, less than a week, and if you do not listen to us on the Patreon, we still wish you a happy belated January 6th, but also you should give us your $3.
Do it.
All right.
AI, are you back in business over there?
I'm back. I was just going to say, support your local libraries. They're critical.
Your local CEO. All right.
I think we're gonna have to bleep something again.
Do not do that, kids. Do not do that. Don't do that. Do not do that.